you like listening to podcasts as much as we do, you may want to listen to us while you're working out or going for a run or doing a number of other things. Maybe you're grocery shopping, or maybe you listen to us while you're supposed to be working. Whatever it is, if you want to add a beat in the background for some extra motivation, you should check out this new app called Podbeat.
Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to use and free to download in the App Store. Sometimes podcasts may lose your attention because you're just listening to someone talk. With Podbeat, podcasts are a lot more fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the other thing that I really like about Podbeat is that you can choose from a bunch of different beats. So it's not like you're listening to the same thing over and over. There are a ton of options. Some that I prefer myself. I really like the funk beat, which you can hear in the background right now. And another one that's one of my favorites is the trap beat.
I agree. I love the trap beat as well. I also really like that for each beat I pick, I can change the treble, the BPM, the volume, and the bass levels. I'm like my own DJ. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check out Podbeat in the App Store or also on Google Play Store for Android users. Okay, on to the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Rewind Rewatch.
Welcome back.
Episode 16.
Yeah.
And we are two siblings who are rewatching 90s movies to talk about how well they've aged. After we review each movie, we give them a rating from 1 to 5 rewinds based on how likely we are to rewatch them again.
Just want to say, before we get started today, listeners, you guys have been super engaging. TikTok has been on fire. Instagram has been great. And also the emails with movie requests have been pouring in. It's gone to a point where we had to actually come up with a spreadsheet because we had so many movie requests. It was getting really hard to keep track of them. So keep those coming. For today's movie, we have She's All That. It's a 1999 film.
Barely made the cut.
Barely
made the cut.
This is currently streaming on Paramount Plus at the time of this recording. And I figure we can kind of start switching it up and give a shout out to the people who requested the movie.
I like that idea.
So for this week's episode, this came in from Sarah and user Moi Black Swan on Instagram.
Nice. Instagram requests.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the social media as well. We've been getting a lot of followers from there. And I'm also seeing a lot of comments from people like, oh, you guys are doing this movie. I can't wait to listen, which is great. Because, it's one of those things where it's like, people are listening, but you might not always know.
Yeah.
So hearing from you guys that you're actually paying attention to what we're doing is great to hear.
So make sure you continue to listen, tell your friends about us. And then, of course, give us a rating, give us a review, Spotify, Apple Pod, so we can kind of, see what's going on, see what you guys think about it. All right. So I suppose I will ask you this time around.
Oh, God.
For She's All That.
No pressure.
How would you sum up this movie in just one sentence?
The most popular guy in high school accepts a bet to make a nerdy girl the prom queen.
Okay. That sums it up. So, talking about the most popular guy.
Yep.
The one and only Freddie Prinze
FPJ.
Jr. Not FPJ.
Yeah, it's FPJ.
Freddie Prinze Jr., who plays the character of Zach.
Not Prince. Prince.
Well, yes, yeah. Prince.
just to make sure. You got to acknowledge
not the Fresh Prince. Yeah, this is not.
It's the Fresh Prince.
So he, apart from this movie, he did I Know What You Did Last Summer, and also I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
And these are all probably like within 4 years of each other?
It's 97, 98, and this is 99.
Oh, okay. So he was in his bag.
Yes.
All right.
He was one of those heartthrobs back in the day. We also have Rachel Lee Cook, who plays Lainey. This is the nerdy girl. I did not know a lot of other films that she was in. I looked her up and...
Yeah, this was definitely her big film.
Yeah.
But a lot of supporting actors that almost like so many that I was just like, oh, this person's in this, and this person's in this. So it's interesting watching these movies from the 90s because a lot of these people like were popular then and then stopped being popular, like Freddie Prinze Jr. And then some of them were like not popular yet, and then they got more popping in the 2000s, like Gabrielle Union. So,
I mean, Gabs is doing the Gab thing. Like Gabs is known for being like the black popular girl in high school. She has this movie. She has.
She's all that. Bring It On.
That's 2000, but yes. Before 2000,
Love and Basketball.
She did 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, I forgot she was in that.
In 99.
Yeah.
Bring It On, Love and Basketball, Deliver Us from Eva, and then Bad Boys 2 later on. But yeah, Gab is being Gab. And then Gab's friend, surprisingly, Lil' Kim. I didn't even remember.
Yeah.
She was in this movie.
And she's also pretty non-memorable in this movie to begin with. So it's like the whole time, every time I see her on screen, I'm like, why is she in this movie? Like it's
her debut.
It's mad weird.
It's her
and
debut.
It's also like this little girl from Brooklyn is now playing like a preppy girl in California.
Yeah.
It's just like, but she also has like 2 lines. So it's also like, why did they cast Lil' Kim? This is bizarre, but shout out to Lil' Kim.
Shout out to
the Lil' Kim dance that she does too. With the shoulders. It's the real. Dule Hill. Hill from Black Wonder Years.
Yes.
Also known as The Wonder Years, but you got
it's the black one.
You got to call it Black Wonder Years.
You say Wonder Years, they're gonna be like,
and he's also from Psych, which is where most people would probably know him.
Yes.
But shout out to Dule Hill. I actually really like Black Wonder Years. It got canceled after 2 seasons.
Yeah, I saw season 1, but I didn't follow season 2. Maybe I'm part of the reason why it got canceled.
It's hard. I was having this discussion the other day about like when shows have those long breaks between seasons. It's actually like you have to like build your energy back up to watch the next season. Even when you like the show, you're like, I was looking forward to this, and then when the season comes back out, you're just like,
I'm not in the mood right now.
I've lost all my energy. I like it's done.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a good show. Also, Usher
as the DJ for the school.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't understand.
He was never in any classes.
There's nobody in the front office making announcements. They just have a radio station instead. That was very unclear to me what his purpose was.
He just DJ'd at the school and then, of course, during prom.
And he's playing music and just talking about the gossip of the school. Just like, hey, Zach, hold your head up, man. We heard about your breakup. Like, what? Why is this the announcement that's going on while I'm walking from period 2 to period 3?
Was pretty lit, if you think about it.
Yo,
it's pretty lit.
I do want to talk about that. I know we're still talking about the cast, but
go ahead.
I love those open plan high schools that they have. I thought I wasn't sure if this was real, if this was just in movies, but I like was talking to a friend of mine who was from California, and they're like, "Yeah, our high schools really look like that.
It's like a campus."
Yeah,
and it's like the open courtyards.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
Yeah, it does seem very nice to walk through. A nice summery, sunny day. But
you'll have a lot of in California. Well, we don't have schools like that in New York, so that's why I was just like, "What?"
It's very, very nice. Of course, there's also Kieran Culkin.
Oh yeah,
who plays the younger brother, and of course, if you don't know, he plays Roman on Succession, which is a fantastic show.
Romulus.
And then, of course, he also was in Home Alone as one of the little brothers back in 1990.
Go easy on the Pepsi.
He was the one who was going to wet the bed.
I don't want a super Fuller. You know about him. He wets the bed. He'll pee all over me. I know it.
So that was him. And then also Matthew Lillard. How can we forget him?
Matthew Lillard, of course.
You know, from Scream. Also 13 Girls. And then later on, he went on to do the Scooby-Doo movies in 2002 and 2004. And then R.I.P. to Paul Walker.
Yeah, Paul Walker is a big part of this movie for sure.
He plays Dean. He basically is the one who makes the bet with Zach and says, you can't make this nerdy girl, Lainey, basically prom queen. And then, there was one more cameo.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That came later on in the movie.
The Flat Hat Man.
That's not what I was going to say.
Oh, you weren't going to say Flat Hat?
No, I peeped him, but that's not what I was going to say.
I know. This is who I'm thinking of. Flex Alexander from 101.
I did see him.
Also known from that awful Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, God, yeah. I forgot about that.
No, you can never forget about that.
Yeah, he does show up.
My main man Flex.
But are you missing one more cameo? Did you not see it?
I don't. Oh, are you talking about the mom? The art teacher?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, in the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria.
That's right.
There's a scene where she briefly is sitting there. Simon skates over like to take her order or something. And again, I was kind of unclear as to why Simon was like skating around the cafeteria like serving the other high school students?
Well, yeah. So Simon is played by Kieran Culkin, and that's Lainey's little brother. I think he's just supposed to be like a weird kid. So then he's just doing weird things of just like, hey, you guys want more pepper on your like cafeteria pizza?
Yeah, ground pepper.
It was just like, okay. And he's like rolling around in like skates. It was unclear exactly why he was doing that, but he got bullied for it, whatever he was doing.
Yeah. So anyway, the reason why she was placed there is if you are one of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans, you will recognize that the cafeteria they use in this movie is the same cafeteria they use in Buffy the Vampire series.
Oh, nice.
And so they just kind of planted her there as like a little nod to those Buffy fans. Like, hey, in case you notice this cafeteria, wink, wink, there goes Buffy.
So we've covered a number of teen movies. I think, well, this is probably...
We did Can't Hardly Wait.
We did Can't Hardly Wait, yeah. And I think one of the things that we talked about, which we see in this movie as well, is like this concept of the high school kid. Oh, we did Clueless as well.
Oh, right.
Of just like these high school kids kind of fit into these particular boxes.
Right.
So like the popular kids are popular and they're cool and everybody loves them. And then the nerdy kids are so nerdy.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of the entire basis of this movie of like, this guy's popular. He's the most popular guy in school. And of course he's dating the stereotypical hot girl. And they are the it couple.
Until...
Right. Until spring break, where she goes to where did she go?
I don't remember.
Florida.
Yeah, I think it was Daytona.
And
I don't know. But she ends up meeting Matthew Lillard's character. So he was a star on Real World. And
if you can call those people stars.
But reality stars. He's a reality star. And this is back when, I mean, Real World was huge.
Yeah, Real World was the original reality show.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Real World, that is a celebrity, you know. And she goes out and she sees him and she's dancing on one of the floats at, like, you know, one of those stupid spring break parties that kids go to.
They used to host that on TV.
Yeah, on MTV. On MTV. There'd be cameras up and people ridiculous. In bikinis dancing around. And it was like, oh, yeah, Daytona.
Oh, man.
And so, of course, Matthew Lillard's character sees her and he's like, oh, like, she's bad. They start talking and they end up having this boink fest. I'm bringing back the Clueless word.
Oh, nice.
I'm bringing it back.
There we go.
They had this boink fest and she realizes, like, oh, like, this guy is definitely where it's at. Not my stupid high school boyfriend.
Nah, this grown man.
Yeah.
Who,
and they went and got tattoos together, which was very, very bizarre. And so he goes back to high school and basically she's been avoiding Zach and he's like, what's happening? And she breaks up with him and she's kind of just like, I mean, do you think we were going to keep dating after high school? Because we're not.
She said, oh, you really thought we were going to keep dating after we graduated?
Yeah, she was definitely.
That's so sweet.
Definitely a jerk. She was
the clear villain of this film. Like,
so of course.
Well, her and Dean. Dean gets much worse than her by the end of the movie.
So she's running for prom queen, but everyone's like, she's going to win because who's possibly going to beat her?
Yeah.
She's super popular. She's mad good looking. She dresses well. She has money. And enter the bet. Okay, so Dean.
And they all have money. To be clear.
But she might be top of the chain there. So Dean goes to Zach and basically he's talking about Zach is trying to say that the breakup's not really bothering him, right? It's like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, she's just another girl. I can find someone else. And Dean's like, no, but like, she's like the top of the barrel. Like, you're not having her anymore is a big deal.
Taylor Vaughn is totally replaceable.
Could you spare me this whack shit about replaceable because we're talking about Taylor Vaughn here?
Sorry, man, he's right.
Of course I'm right. I mean, the girl's an institution in this place. Every girl wants to be her and every guy wants to nail her.
Basically, she's you. With tits.
And he's like, no, I mean, you can make any girl into the prom queen. All you gotta do is dress her up, you know, give her a nice makeup, you know, makeover, and then like make her popular and it'll be fine.
I feel like Zach has the presumption that she's only popular because she was dating him. And he's like, yo, like, I'm actually the man and she's just a pretty face. So if you give anybody a makeover and they hang out with me, then they're going to just become de facto hot.
They'll be lit.
Yeah.
So there goes the bet. They're looking around the cafeteria trying to figure out, you know, or the courtyard who they're going to pick. And here comes Lainey. And she's an artsy student. She likes this very dark type of art that's very abstract. And she comes walking across. Her hands are full of like different paint supplies. And she has a huge like bag over her arm. She trips over the stairs. She drops everything on the floor. And of course, Dean is like, her. And he's like, Lainey? No, anybody but Lainey. And he's like, no, this is the bet. Like, see if you can make her the prom queen. So, of course, he starts trying to talk to her. He approaches her, and Lainey's having nothing. Like, she's not interested at all. She's like, why are you trying to talk to me? Like, basically just stuns him and walks away, like, leave me alone. And at this point in the movie, Zach starts to really pursue her, if you want to use that word. I want to use the word stalk, because that's kind of what it feels like. I mean, he's showing up at her house uninvited. She's telling him to leave. He's like, well,
remember, he got the advice of like, yo, you've actually never tried to pursue somebody. So
his sister.
Right, exactly.
Sister was lit.
So
I enjoyed
like,
her.
basically, he goes to ask her out at her after school job where she like works at like a Euro place selling falafel and stuff. And then she basically just like raps him. So then he comes home like, man, I don't know. And then her sister's like, yo, you're single now. And you're trying to talk to somebody else, and she turned you down? Like, have you ever actually tried to pursue someone without them just, like, fawning over you?
I'm Zach.
And he's like, oh. She's like, what would happen if you actually put together some effort? So he's like, oh. The thing about Freddie Prinze or Zach, I'm not going to do the Will Smith thing.
No.
No, I'm not doing it again. Also, his name's too long. But Zach is... I did like that he was a little bit of a departure from the typical popular guy in a teen movie.
Yeah.
Number one, because he isn't a total jerk, although Paul Walker's character is the stereotype, like 100% the stereotype. But Zach,
you almost did it.
Zach is also like a straight A student and student body president.
Yeah.
So he's not like the head of the football team. I mean, he is a jock in that he plays soccer, but he's popular and also intelligent. So it isn't like he's just like some dumb jock who's only popular because he's hot. He is hot because he's FPJ.
But I will say that when he's talking to his sister about her, he calls her a project. He says, this is my new project. And I was like, ooh.
Well,
so
the whole bet is in bad taste.
Yeah.
Like, so... Yes. The whole premise of this is the idea that I'm going to invite someone to prom to win a bet.
So he takes his sister's advice and he realizes she's into art. So he goes to the job again, and this time Lainey's there with her male best friend, and they're talking, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm into art. And she's like, really? I've seen you in like none of my art classes. And he's like, oh, well, because I play soccer, I'm so busy. So I'm taking one of those, like, extra classes, like, outside of school. She's like, independent study? He's like, yeah, one of those. So she's like, okay. So he's trying to ask her out that night. And her best friend basically comes in and was like, well, I got 2 tickets to the Jester Theater for tonight for an art show. Like, you take my ticket and, like, go with Lainey. And she's like, are you kidding me, bro? And he's like, come on, like, it's Zach. Like, just go with him and see what happens. So this is the part that, like, a lot of people know.
Well, before we even get to the art show, because we didn't really talk about Lainey, we talked about Zach, but how would you describe this Lainey character? Like, because I think this is important to think about as we're going through the movie.
Well, it was a lot we learned about her as the movie progresses. We do know that her mom passed away when she was younger, and she lives with her father, who runs some kind of like pool cleaning company.
Yeah, he's like an entrepreneur that cleans pools. And her father's played by Kevin Pollak. Yeah. Who plays Moish on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Another reference to that movie, that show, great show. Yeah. And so her younger brother, like we said, he's kind of weird. Matter of fact, he's wearing like 2 hearing aids, but like there's no real reference to him having like hearing difficulty like in the script. It's not like he has like there's no scene where it comes into play is what I'm trying to say.
No.
It's like why
it seemed unnecessary.
Matter of fact, like I know I do the facts later on, but they actually had an interview with Kieran Culkin, and they asked about it, and Kieran was like, "I have no idea why I was wearing hearing aids, because like no one knows." But so anyway, he's kind of a weird child, and so she is kind of like a de facto mom. In the morning, you see her waking up, and she's making sure that her brother is up and ready for school. She gets him his breakfast, gets him his orange juice. And she's making sure that like things are running, well in the house.
She's had to grow up faster than she wanted to.
But in addition to that, she seems to have a lot of walls up when it comes to getting to know people. So she has her one best friend who she confides in. But other than him and like her close-knit family, there's no one else we ever see her interacting with at school, apart from people who are just like chiding her to kill herself.
Right. That was nice.
During art class.
She's pretty anti. And also, like, she seems to be socially conscious to the point of, it came off to me a bit pretentious of just like, oh, you better eat your breakfast. There's starving children in Mexico who have to work in sweatshops. And then, like, she's making art in art class, and she's, like, has newspaper clippings of, like, some civil war in some random country in the Middle East or Africa or something. So it's like, she's consuming herself with, like, world politics and, like,
CNN.
the ills of the world.
Yeah, even when...
despite living in this affluent neighborhood in the California hills.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's
not a bad thing,
yeah,
but I think it points to her being like kind of distancing herself from the society around her.
Yeah.
Because her brain is just like somewhere else.
And she also has no interest at all in being with the popular crowd.
No.
Like some people in some movies, they like almost like in Clueless, when Ty's character gets popular, like she becomes like consumed with that idea of like being the popular girl in school. Whereas Lainey's kind of just like, why is Zach even talking to me? This is dumb.
Even when she becomes popular,
she's still just kind of like,
she's not feeling it.
why am I here with all these stupid people? I hate everything.
She did keep the same energy throughout the movie.
Yeah, I appreciate that about her. So,
all right, so let's talk about this art show.
Okay,
there's plenty to say about this.
So of course she takes Zach to this art show, and she's in the art show, and this scene was very bizarre. It starts off. It starts off with this guy, and it's like he's being birthed. He's in this weird, like, silvery sheet of some sort, and the sheet is shaking, and he kind of emerges out from it. And then you have two little people that come out. One runs to the front of the stage and says, "I want to be like Mike," and then runs back.
Capitalism.
And then the other one runs out and says, "My soul is an island, my car is a Ford," and then ran back.
Consumerism.
And then they're sitting down, and it's like, "Be silent, be still, be silent, be still, be silent." And like, and then it ends, and everyone's like, snaps and claps.
There was also at one point a garbage can that was on fire.
Yeah.
There were a lot of images and odd music playing in the background, and so everybody's there just like, soaking this in.
They're like, oh, yeah,
there's this one artsy
so
bohemian guy who's wearing that little French cap,
he has
a beret, of course.
You need a beret.
All black clothes with a black beret, and he's like, isn't he a genius? And so Zach is sitting there like,
what
I don't
heck?
think he is. Like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
Zach is so lost, as we all are, watching this, and we're like, what? Okay.
But Zach comes through though.
But yeah, so at this point, it's over, and they say, "Oh, we have like a new person here for the first time," because like this is not a large gathering of people. To be clear, I mean, how many people think are there? Maybe 20 something.
Yeah. It's
people.
a small
gathering
indie theater that's probably seats 50, and it's probably half full.
So of course they announce that Zach is here. He's going to perform something. And Zach's looking around like, perform what? Like, this is not what we're supposed to do. And Lainey...
Which I thought was like, come on, dog.
It's crazy. You should have at least said like, oh, if you're going to come, prepare something. Like, you could have given me a heads up.
I feel like she did that just to screw with him so that he would stop talking to her.
Of course.
And then he's just like, nah, like, I don't want to do this, but I'm also not trying to lose this bet.
I'm going to win this bet. I don't lose. I'm Zach. So he gets up there and he's like, "How you guys doing tonight?" And no one says anything because like this is not a stand-up routine. And they're looking at him like, "Oh, okay." And then he starts thinking, and he goes to his pocket and he has his hacky sack. And it's like, "Oh, this is what I do all the time for fun. So let me just start." And then he's like, "Hacky sack," and he starts, kicking his hacky sack around on his foot. He's balancing it. And what really made this scene for me was like the cosmic sounds in the background. Like as he's
because he's up there just normal at first, and it's just silent, and everybody's just looking at him like, "What is this guy about to do?" But then once he starts doing keepy uppies with the hacky sack, somebody puts music on.
Hack. E. Zach. Hack. E. Zach. Bounce. Bounce. Gotta keep bouncing.
And then you just hear like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Yeah,
Zach,
it gets crazy.
Don't let it drop. And he's like, don't let it drop. They're watching you.
Zach, they're all counting on you.
They're all counting on you.
Watching you. The thing about it is like, when you watch the hacky sack scene in a silo, you're like, this is ridiculous, and this movie is ridiculous. Watching it within the context of that scene, I actually kind of like, I'm like, yo, this is actually a better presentation than the one that they planned for.
Well, that's true.
Like, that presentation was awful. I had no idea what was going on. It was like mad esoteric and like very weird. His presentation, number one, would be incredible if somebody pulled that out of their ass.
Yeah, that's true.
With absolutely no preparation. But number two, it's like there's a clear metaphor that he's giving you that anybody can relate to.
Exactly.
Of like the pressures of life and not wanting to let it drop while all eyes are on you. So it's like, oh, he's giving me something that I can actually take home.
Exactly.
That first presentation, I couldn't take home. Like,
didn't
I don't
want to
know
take-
what Be Silent, Be Still had anything to do with two small people being birthed out of a silver sheet birth canal. Like, I didn't understand what was happening.
You said consumerism, capitalism? No?
Yes. I mean, yes. Consumerism, capitalism. Yes. I mean, great, but yeah,
No,
it was
you
not.
weren't here for that?
I just don't understand what the trash can was on stage for.
But then at the very end, of course, he says, sooner or later, it has to drop.
It has
and
to
it fell. And everyone was like, oh, this is and Lane's looking around like, okay, he did that. He pulled that one out. And after it ends, they're walking back out on the street, and Zach is like pumped. He's like, man, that was so thrilling. I know what I was about to do. I was on stage, all eyes were on me, and like, that was fun. Like, he's actually having a good time. And they're having this good moment, but then he ruins it by saying, like, he says to her, do you always wear those glasses? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, ever think of contacts? Because your eyes are really beautiful. And that's when she was like, all right, this is stupid. I'm going to go back and meet my friend.
You gotta hit it with the lines,
And
baby.
he's like, what? Because she's like, no, like, I'm standing here with the most popular guy in school on a street corner, and telling me my eyes are beautiful. She's like, all right, I don't know what you're trying to do here.
She said
but
this is the definition of surrealism.
yeah, I'm getting out of here. So that didn't work. So now he's kind of like, I'm kind of back at square one, because she still is like, I don't really understand what it is you're trying to do. And this is when he shows up at the house, again uninvited, and invites her to go to the beach. And I'm just sitting here like, she's like, I don't want to hang out with you. But then he's like, well, if you don't, I'm going to stay here and play video games with your brother all afternoon.
And then I'm gonna hang out with your dad.
Because they're here for it. Because the little brother's like, Zach is at my house. Like, this is lit.
He's like mad excited because it's like, yo, it's Zach. He's looking at Zach like Zach is a celebrity. So then he's like,
mean,
yo,
he is at
this
their
kid
school.
is the most littest kid in town. He's hanging out at my crib. He knows my name. He wants to play Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Let's do this. So they go to the beach. They have, this whole event there. I don't really
They
think.
played beach volleyball.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot that was.
Not really sure why, but
Yeah,
they hung out, and basically the purpose was him and his popular friends were able to kind of see that he's spending time with Lainey.
Yeah.
I don't think the girls, like the Little Kim, Gabrielle Union, like I don't think they know about the bet.
No, they don't. They're like, well, okay, Lainey's here.
But they're just like, okay, I guess this is what he's doing now.
Yeah.
He's not with his ex-girlfriend anymore.
Exactly. So after that happened, she gets invited to Preston's house for an epic party. And again, these kids are very
Wait. You missed a very huge detail.
What?
Because the second time they're supposed to hang out, he asked her to do something with him. I don't know if this is the beach or if this was a different time. I think it was the beach. And she's like, oh, I can't because I had to stay at home and clean.
Yeah, so this is after the beach before they get to the party. So like,
Oh, okay.
she gets invited to the party. I was getting there. She gets invited to the party, and of course she's like, "Oh, I can't. I gotta stay home and clean." So he was like, "All right." So next thing you know, the doorbell rings. Zach shows up, and she's like, "I told you like I couldn't." And he was like, "Oh, you have to clean, right? All right, boys, come on in." He has the JV soccer team come to the house and clean her home for her. And again, I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Who's this guy Zach that you're just like calling in favors to?" Kids to come in and do
the
this.
whole concept, and it gets worse
Oh, God,
later
it
in
gets
the movie.
so
but
bad.
like the whole concept is that like Zach has so much social capital that he's basically just
He's a god.
yeah, he like just whatever he says goes because everybody adores him and everybody wants to please him. So
It's too
the
much.
only person that's really standing up to him is Dean, who we later find out really kind of hates Zach and really just wants to screw him over. But like, I could kind of see why he would hate Zach because
Yeah.
everybody's just like on this guy's jock and like, come on, bro, it's too much.
It is too much.
I could see him like being the captain of the varsity team, and like maybe he's doing some sort of hazing with the JV team.
Yeah, maybe.
Where like that could come off. The thing about it is he shows up to her place, has her house get cleaned, and then also brings his sister to give her a makeover.
Yeah.
And like if the purpose behind the him dating her wasn't so cruel and insidious, like this would actually be very dope.
Yeah. So you're
Like-
cleaning my house for free? Absolutely.
Like you're actually like putting in like maximum effort. And the thing about Zach is like the reason that he's hanging out with her is so terrible, but he is also like actually learning to get to know her
Yeah.
through all of the effort that he's putting in. And Zach, like I said, is not some dumb jock. So he actually has the personality to pull it off because he's engaging and he's
Exactly.
intelligent.
Exactly. But I will say that Lainey's dad is completely out of it because there are a bunch of boys in his house cleaning. He has absolutely no idea they're even there.
Well, he's watching Jeopardy.
He's well, and,
And
getting every single question wrong.
every answer.
And then, like, I mean, at one point, his son is like pouring booze and passing them out to teenagers, and like he doesn't even see what is happening in front of him.
He's like, yo, Zach, you want me to get you something to drink?
And he's like, sure. He's like, but his son has no idea what to do because he's a child. So he's like,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
probably
know.
a ninth grader.
So he's just like mixing a bunch of different alcohol together. Like he has no idea what he's doing. But the dad is sitting right there and does not see any of this happening. So that was very bizarre. So they end up going to the party. And before they get to the party, they had the big reveal, right? She comes out.
Kiss me beyond the something,
Yeah.
something.
Sixpence, none the richer. So she comes out and she has this red dress on.
Real good.
Her contacts are in. Where'd they get the contacts from? Because she says she does not wear contacts because she's not like touching her eye. So
Well, once Zach's sister gave her a haircut, I think the glasses just went
Just
with
fell- it just fell off
Yeah,
her
it's
face.
like because once the hair was cut to a bob, then that also fixed her eyesight, and then she didn't need the glasses anymore.
magical haircut. Okay.
What's also shocking to me is the fact that nobody realized that this girl was attractive. Like
No.
all she did was take off her glasses.
She had
Like,
long
She
hair.
was clearly attractive.
She had long hair.
Like clearly,
and
like, you
mousy-
could see from the beginning. And if I'm Dean, that's not the girl I'm picking.
mousy glasses.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that's it. Yeah, she comes out, of course, a nice red dress. And I'm always amazed that they know the right size dress, the right size shoe to match perfectly.
It's Zach.
Oh, okay. She comes out and he's like, wow. So they go to this party. And
Oh, kiss me.
the party was I will say I had quite a bit of fun watching Matthew Lillard's character
Bro,
at this party. Cause
bro.
his name is Brock. And
What was his song?
Give It To Me, Babe.
Oh, Rick
By
James?
Rick James.
Bro. Nah, that was
Y'all,
amazing.
make sure you go back and watch the scene.
Yo, even if you don't even watch the whole movie back, like I know some of you have been rewatching these movies with us, and we appreciate. Some
Yes.
people have been going off their memory of these movies. We appreciate that too. But yo, watch this scene. Even if you don't want to run the whole thing, like just watch Matthew Lillard dancing to Rick James.
It is phenomenal. He's going ham. So much so that Taylor, who's the popular girl, starts to become a little embarrassed because she's like, yo, this guy.
A little.
This guy's wilding out. Like, he's doing like backflips. He's like, he just was so into this song and he's so into himself. And Taylor
She's
like,
sick of him at this point because
Oh, yeah.
that's when she's like, "Oh, let me try to get Zach back."
But Zach is here with Lainey of all people.
Of all people, how dare?
So Taylor is pissed off about that. And because she's a super bitch, she walks over and pours her drink all the way down Lainey's dress. And she's like, oops, sorry. And then she says to her that she's a perfectly good waste of yearbook space.
Cooked
So,
her.
She really did.
Cooked her.
And then she's like, oh no, are you going to cry? And then, of course, Lainey cries. And
That's it. I mean, that's
runs
a
out.
creative
I was
insult,
like, oh,
too.
man. Yeah, she knows how to dig deep and
Pretty
sting.
good.
Pretty good insult? You like that one?
Pretty good insult.
And so she runs out and she's like, I don't even know why I came here. Like, I don't like any of these people. This is not really me. I knew this would happen. Like, this is stupid.
The thing also, too, about Taylor is that you get the sense that Taylor doesn't actually care about anyone.
No.
Including Zach. Like, she really just wants Zach after she realizes that Brock is not as cool as she thought he was. And then she's like, well, the next best thing is
It's
the
gonna
guy
be
who I
Zach.
just dumped.
Right.
And it's really just about, like, having him as a possession more so than, like, her actually having feelings for him.
Of course.
So
It's
she's
all
set
about
up
the
to
status.
be this incredibly awful person. Her and Dean are just like
They should date.
They're just like no redeeming quality characters.
Yeah, completely. And so, Freddie Brins, that's not his name. So Zach,
FPJ.
So Zach says to Lainey, you know, sometimes when you open up to people, you let the bad in with the good. Like, this is just kind of what
And
it is.
she's like, this is exactly why I'm never vulnerable with anyone.
Yeah, and it makes sense. So I'm kind of thinking about what's weird about this, and you mentioned it before about how Dean never really liked Zach.
Yeah.
I'm getting the same feeling with Taylor's friends because after the party, Taylor ends up beeping them because everybody has a pager.
And a cell phone.
Yeah, well, they got money. And basically she tells them that Brock has just dumped her and she's like in shambles. She's crying in the car in the parking lot. She can't believe it.
And Brock dumps her in the exact same way that she
same
dumped
line.
Zach at the beginning of the movie.
Yep. And her friends, quote unquote friends, you know, Gabrielle Union's character and the other girls go over to console her. But I feel like Gabrielle Union's character is kind of over it. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
why is she texting us? Like, why should we care? Like,
I feel like they said as much. I don't remember what the specific line was.
she made a comment like,
But there was definitely a line that was kind of along the lines of like, we actually don't even really want to hang out with her anymore.
yeah, because she's terrible to be around. Because when they were talking about the prom queen competition that was coming up, she basically was like, I mean, I'm definitely gonna win. Who's gonna run against me?
Right.
It's a shoo-in.
She had the sauce.
Until someone added Lainey's name to the ballot. Dun, dun, dun. And who was the someone? Who do you think did it?
Did they ever explain?
No,
They never said who did it.
they never
I
said.
mean, Zach is the obvious choice, because he's trying to win a bet.
Did Dean do it? I wonder. I don't remember. I would think it would be one of those two because they made a bet for her to be prom queen.
But Dean doesn't want her to be prom queen because
So
he
it'd have
wants
to
to
be
win
Zach.
the bet.
So it'd have to be Zach.
Or it could have been one of the girls who hated whatever her name was, Taylor.
Yeah. Okay, probably Gabby's character. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, she couldn't stand her, so she probably was like, yeah. Taylor thinks she's nice, and she's treating everybody like trash, like she always does. So let's let Lainey go ahead and have her moment. So I kind of want to pivot here and talk a little bit about Zach and his college issues.
That's a big
This-
kind of plot line that's in the background of this movie.
So I was kind of disgusted by him. I was not.
Zach? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
So Zach has this whole complex because apparently Zach's dad went to Dartmouth and his dad is giving him a lot of pressure to go there. And so there's a scene where his dad is asking him, you know, have you heard back from any colleges yet? Like, I haven't seen any
Right.
letters come in the mail. What's
And
going
at this
on?
point, it's like March, April.
You're graduating
Like, yeah,
in a few
you're
months.
graduating, yeah, prom
Where are
is
you going to
coming up.
college?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
what's happening here? And he's like, oh, I don't know, Dad. Like, nothing came back yet. Then we see him go to his room, open up a folder. At this moment, I'm like, wait, has he not applied? Like, that was my first thought. I was like, did he not apply?
That's what I thought. I thought he was lying to his dad about applying, and that he actually wasn't trying to go to school.
Right. But we soon
It's
find
somehow worse than that.
you did. But we soon find out that he opens a folder and he has like a folder full of acceptance letters. I mean, it was like Dartmouth, it was Yale, another big
Columbia.
school, all these big schools were all like, congratulations, you've been accepted, you've been
He
accepted.
wasn't. There was not a single rejection letter.
And he's sitting there like mad stressed out. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do because my dad wants me to go to Dartmouth. And I'm not sure I know where I want to go. And I'm like, this is your big issue?
Hey,
Like, you got into too many schools?
must be nice. All Ivies in like upper crest schools.
I was like, bruh, like, to be clear, like, I got into most schools I applied to as well. but most of them are not Ivy League. And secondly, I also wasn't sitting there like, oh, poor me, I have too many choices. Like, you make a decision, bro.
I feel like it was also the way that it came off to me was like, I don't want to go to Dartmouth and I don't know how to tell my dad, so I'm just gonna pretend like I haven't heard back from anyone.
So, but at some point, you're gonna have to make a decision.
Which also doesn't make sense, because if the whole pressure was my dad wants me to go to Dartmouth and he wanted to go to, say, Yale, he could have just been like, oh, I got into Yale and Dartmouth said no.
Right.
But instead he was like, I haven't heard anything. It's
but remember, his dad was like, "Oh, I'll go and give a call to like Charlie because so dad knows people.
Dad's like,
it's also
like you're a legacy,
yeah,
and you have great grades, so I'll just make a call and you'll get in."
That's the thing. You can't say I didn't get in because he's gonna be like, "What do you mean you didn't get into Dartmouth?"
Right? Yeah.
So
I guess that's true.
He's just afraid to tell his dad like, "I want to go insert school here." But I mean, to me, I just was like, this huge build up to this I was not feeling it.
It wasn't really good. And also it felt like he didn't know what he wanted to do. And so he was just using his dad as a scapegoat. It's like, I actually don't know what I want to do with my life. And I don't know what school I want to go to. So I'm just going to blame my dad for giving me this pressure to go to this amazing school that I got into. Yeah. Like, it was not like a real
I was like,
issue.
Get this guy out of here.
It was very first world problem.
Yeah. Anyway, I was over that. So let's just fast forward a bit. So Paul Walker's character, Dean, ends up lying to Lainey and saying that, oh, I don't want your feelings to get hurt. Just in case you didn't know, like Zach is actually still feeling Taylor, the ex-girlfriend. And he might ask her out to prom. So like, do you want to go with me? So Lainey's thinking like, dang, I kind of like Zach, but if he's not feeling me like that, like, okay, I guess I could go with Dean.
Yeah,
like,
Dean's being a jerk, but it's also like
he was being nice to her.
Why hasn't Zach
asked me yet?
Asked her. I don't know why he hasn't asked her.
Well, remember he was going to in the basement, like he almost kissed her. And then she made a joke and said, I feel like this whole thing is just a ploy for you to get me to vote for you for prom king. Ha, ha, ha. And I think at that moment, he's like, dang, like I have a bet about her winning prom king. I guess she feels bad and he like runs out. But also, you're right. Like how many days have passed since that happened? And why have you just not asked her? So he's getting ready to ask her at school, but at that point it's too late. And she's like, oh, I'm going with Dean. And he's like, what? She's like, yeah, he asked me. Like, you didn't. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. So...
Then they like fight in the locker room.
Because he's saying all types of things about how he's gonna like, have a boink fest with Lainey.
Yeah. I'm gonna take her back to the hotel. I already got my room all reserved.
Oh God,
totally gonna bang Lainey tonight.
So skeevy. So prom happens, and the prom scene is kind of funny. They have like just random things happening. Like one of the students apparently has a blow up doll as a date.
Classy.
Not quite sure. And he's dancing with her on the dance floor. I don't know why I said her. But
well, if that's your date, you gotta, may I have this dance? She's not gonna say no.
He's taking pictures with it. Like
he did.
You're gonna show your grandkids one day a picture of your prom?
He's not gonna have grandkids. I can assure you that much. You went to prom with a blow up doll. You're not gonna have grandkids.
Like, you never know. It could be a whoopsie daisy. You never know.
That blow up doll's not giving birth. So he doesn't have anything to worry about.
So during the prom, Lainey's art teacher comes up to her and makes a comment about how she sees that she's able to open up with her artwork. Because before, she's just doing this really abstract, dark type of artwork. And the art teacher's like, I can't see you in your piece. But towards the end, she ends up doing this piece that's centered around her mom. It has an actual picture of her mom and like different things around it. And the art teacher's like, this is who I wanted to see. And she ends up saying something about how she wanted to like write a letter for her to go to art school or... So it looks like Lainey's future is now going to be going somewhere. Like she might be able to get into a good art school. There's a scene where during the party, she sees one of the girls from her art school, from her art class, in the bathroom, like vomiting. She's a hot mess. And Lainey's a nice person. So she goes in, she's trying to help her clean up. She's giving her tissues, basically like, are you okay? Can I get you anything? And the girl, like, she's being a complete jerk to her. She makes a comment like, how does it feel? And Lainey's like, how does what feel? And she's like, a rich girl like me gets a scholarship to an art school, and here you are cleaning up my puke. Like, basically, like, you're never going to be able to...
Why did she say that in that moment where Lainey's been nothing but nice to
Right.
her? It just seemed like an unnecessary insult.
Well, it's also why, like, she also told her that just going back to the kill yourself quote, during class.
This is like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, they come out like guns blazing. So Lane's sitting down doing this weird artwork, and this girl's in the bathroom and another girl, they're both in Lainey's art class, and they say, you ever notice how like a lot of very popular artists, like in order to be appreciated after death, like they kill themselves. So they're like, you have Basquiat, you have Pissarro, and you have Van Gogh. So like maybe you should think about like killing yourself so you can be appreciated like in another life. And it's like, what?
Posthumously.
They just came over like for no reason though. And I was just like, what? And so I'm looking and I'm like, so I know Basquiat, I know Van Gogh. I didn't really know who Pissarro was.
No.
But he's the father of Impressionism, in case you guys don't know. A lot of French life landscape artwork. But so they're telling her, they're mean to her the entire time. And there's one of those characters that I think is just dark for dark's sake. It's not very clear why that is. But it just goes to show again that Lainey doesn't really have any friends apart from her one best friend. And even when she's trying to be nice to people, they still are just like, I mean, I didn't really get the motivation here. Maybe because Lainey is a better artist than they are. A little bit of jealousy.
Yeah, but it's also like, I'm about to graduate, so who cares about this girl?
And I have a scholarship.
Class? Yeah, like I'm out. Also want to point out the art teacher who I thought you were going to mention earlier. But
as far as like celebrities?
Yeah, so our teacher's played by Debbie Morgan, who has been in a bunch of things, but I know her as Quincy's mom in Love and Basketball, who the Allstate guy was cheating on.
Yeah, Allstate.
Let's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
So that's where I'm like, oh, that's Love and Basketball mom. Like,
I couldn't remember where she was from.
Yeah.
I definitely knew her face, but I could not recall.
She was in a few
movie.
things. I don't know if you've ever seen Eve's Bayou, but she's in that as well.
I have seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
prom.
So prom happens.
And also, like, let's pause here because, bro, Usher was killing me in this movie. Like,
the dance scene?
Oh my god! Like,
The dance
yes,
scene.
I do like the dance scene, but Usher's character was mad annoying to me. Like, I'm like, bro, get this guy out of here. And also, is he a student here? Like, we don't ever see him.
DJ.
We don't ever see him in class. He's just on the PA system throughout the course of the show. Like I said, throughout the movie, he's just like playing records in between classes and commenting on the social life of the students. But then he's also there at the prom, DJing the prom.
Yeah.
So it's like, who is this man? Like, is he a student?
How old is he?
Is he like a school DJ that's been like hired to play music for the kids and comment on their personal lives? Like, I wasn't sure exactly what his role was.
I mean, at the end of the day, they just needed Usher to be in the movie because this is 99, right?
Couldn't Usher just have been Dule Hill's character?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need I didn't need anything that he did.
I'm not going to argue against having another black actor being paid.
Yes. This is not a knock against Usher. This is just a knock against Usher in this film. Because I was over it. Like, I was like, bro, like, this guy's killing
you gotta
me.
think about
this character is mad annoying.
You got to think about the promos.
Yeah.
If you're watching it, you're like, wait, Usher's in this?
No, this is exactly what happened.
Lil Kim's in this?
This is exactly what
so
happened.
So you're going to go and watch it.
He was definitely all up in the commercials.
Oh, absolutely. My Way came out 2 years before.
All up in the videos. All up on the record, dancing.
So speaking about Usher, they have this great dance scene where all the kids come out and they're doing like swing dancing.
Yeah, earthquakes. Right about now, we're gonna do that dance I taught you. And I know you've been practicing. All right, show me now. Right about now. Come on.
I mean,
he said, all right, y'all, now do that number just like I taught you. So I'm like, wait, he taught the entire senior class?
He's also the dance
He's also a dancer.
When did they have practice? After school?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, did they all learn it in PE class? Did they have practice after school? Because the entire senior class learned this dance.
It was in between, like in between classes. Like when the bell rings, they would play the music.
Right.
They would dance to class.
But how is he teaching them when he's DJing? It's too many plot holes.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't keep up.
I don't know.
I can't keep up. Usher Raymond, please.
But that dance number was fire. That's all I have to say about that.
I will say the concept of a senior class collectively learning a dance for prom is actually pretty dope.
I would love that.
Like that would actually be pretty cool.
I would love that.
I think it would be impossible to get like 400 kids on the same page, but in theory, even if it was just a handful of them, I feel like that would have been dope.
Yeah. Oh.
It's pretty implausible.
Bring it back. Anybody that's in high school right now.
If they're in high school, they're not listening to this podcast. I can assure you. This is not a podcast for high school students. Why are they watching these old ass movies? It's not going to work for them.
Maybe they're listening with their older sibling or.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't think so, though.
Okay, so throughout the prom, and Dean's basically telling all the boys in the bathroom, he's like, I got the hotel room keys, about to go down, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to nail Lainey, bro.
And they're like, bro, you're not about to nail Lainey. Like, please. And he's like, yeah, it's about to happen. And of course, this always gets me in movies. You have people who are in a restroom in a public place, and they're just shouting to the rooftops.
Talking crazy. Too.
Like
talking
mad loud
crazy.
about anything. And no one's doing a quick check to like peek to see is anybody else in the bathrooms, anybody in one of the stalls. Nobody checks. Everybody walks out, and of course, who's in the stall? Lainey's male best friend. He hears what's going on.
This is a trope that's as old as time.
Yeah. A tale as old as time.
There's always someone who just comes out of the stall
and
then just like, I heard everything that they said.
But they didn't know I was in here.
But they had no idea I was in here.
So then he runs out.
And they do that shot where like you see them come out through the mirror in the bathroom. Yeah. You know? Everybody walks out and then you just see
and then he comes out.
You just see the stall door open. It's like, oh my God, the big reveal. Amazing. No one checked.
So he goes out, and Freddie Prinze's sister, Zach's sister is there at the prom because Zach took his sister to the prom. He ends up, this is actually kind of trash. So his ex-girlfriend thought that he was going to take her, but he just ends up.
But she invited herself. She was like, well, now that Lainey's out the way,
we can go together.
Prom, yeah. Don't be late. And he's like, what? Like he just looked at her like, bro, like what? And then she was literally just like sitting on her couch waiting for him to come pick her up. It's like, he never agreed to pick
But I also feel like that's how they interacted. If you think about Taylor, that's Taylor's character. So I think by her saying pick me up, she's thinking he's going to pick me up.
Yeah.
And so Zach could have been like, nah, I'm not doing it. Like he didn't say anything. So anyway, she's waiting. He doesn't show up. Zach takes his sister. And while she's there, this is when the best friend basically tells Zach's sister what's happening. So they could tell Zach like, yo, make sure you go help her out because Lainey's in trouble. And this is another trope that I can't stand is like, so Zach ends up winning prom queens as the
prom king.
Yes. And then prom queen goes to Taylor, his ex-girlfriend. They're on stage. He's saying a little acceptance speech. And at the side corner,
Zach lost the bet after all of this.
Yeah, he loses. The side of the stage, we see the best friend and his sister. They're like, Zach, come here. We have something to tell you. Zach walks over to the side of the stage, and for some reason, the best friend can't talk. He's like out of breath. He's like, I was in the bathroom, hotel.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And I was like, why can't he breathe?
Lady,
room key.
It's like, bro, just say the
just
sentence.
say.
And also
the sister, just say it. He already told you, which is why you're calling your brother. So you're both standing there. She's like, come on, out with it.
She could have just said it instead of waiting for him to say it. Like, just say it.
Yeah, so that was like, again, movie trope. Okay,
yeah, it was kind
we
of
can do without
ridiculous.
that. So they tell him what's going on. He goes to chase after them. He doesn't know where they're going.
Well, but before this, though, because before the prom is when Dean basically is pretending to still be nice to Lainey. And then that's when he tells her, like, oh, you know, Zach just wanted to win a bet. Like he spills the whole thing.
Yeah.
So then she goes to him like, wait, what? Is this true? And he's like, well, I can explain. And then that's when Dean's like, oh, man, like, I can't believe he did you like this.
Right.
Like,
I really like her, okay? It's like,
yeah, like he's playing the good guy by basically exposing the entire bet that he made.
But you made the bet, exactly.
So at this point, Lainey is like, I'm good off Zach because he was just using me to win a bet.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing.
So then she bounces
and that's
with
why
Dean.
she's still hanging out with Dean at the end of the night.
She bounces with Dean. And
then she lost on top of all that.
Yeah. So I was like, why am I even still here? Like, this is stupid.
But it was close.
It was close.
It was like 54 to 46.
Yeah, it was a few votes. So the movie starts to wrap up at this point, and we don't see what happens with her and Dean as far as physically see it. We don't see where they go. The next thing we see is she's getting home, and she walks through the door. Her dad's like, how was your night? And when she walks in, Zach is in her living room waiting for her to get home.
Of course.
Prince Charming.
Of course.
And he's like, I want to make sure you were okay. And then she's like, oh, yeah.
I heard Dean was trying to nail you.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure he didn't get in.
I heard Dean was all boned up. So she's like, oh, yeah, I have it covered. Like, I think his hearing might be a little rough. She has some kind of like mini like foghorn that she blew, almost like a rape whistle before they were a thing. And
a foghorn straight to his ear.
to your ear? Yeah, it's over. It's over for you. Good for you. So they start talking, and like she's like, I mean, basically like, I'm just a bet, and he explains that, you know, spending time with her,
it was a bet, but then I got
they started to like you, blah blah blah, and he makes a statement of like, he calls her like his best friend. He said, I didn't want to lose my best friend.
Yeah, he did say that.
And I was like, wait, pause a second. I'm like, this is his best friend. So at first, when he said it, I was like, get out of here with that line. But I started to think about it, and I'm like, he doesn't have a lot of friends. Because Dean was like his closest friend, but Dean is a jerk. Then you have the guy from
Psych.
From Psych.
Black Wonder Years.
He's not really close with them. Like, they hang out. I guess they play soccer together.
Yeah, he's the token black guy in this movie.
But he doesn't really have a close connection with either one of them, I don't think. Because he was like, leave me out of this bet. He's like, I don't want any parts.
There's no indication that he's close with anyone. It's just that everyone puts him on a pedestal.
Correct.
So he has a lot of sway. Speaking of which, the pizza scene.
Oh, my God.
We can't not talk about the pizza scene.
It's so disgusting.
I had actually forgotten about it until it came back
disgusting.
up, and I'm like, as soon as it started happening, I'm like, oh, I remember this scene exactly
It's
now.
so disgusting.
Like, as soon as so like the whole concept is they're in the cafeteria. I don't remember exactly where in the film this happens. It's towards the end, and I think this is before Lainey finds out about the bet.
Yeah.
But in any event, he's been hanging out with her, and now he's become friendly with her nerdy little brother, who's, for whatever reason, rollerblading around the cafeteria, offering people ground pepper. So these two, bullies basically decide to pick on this little boy because he's weird and he's doing something
so
strange.
Dumb.
And one of the guys goes in his pants and plucks out a handful of pubes.
Can we first talk about how he's just grabbing pubes out and just putting it ripping them out and putting them.
Yeah, he ripped.
That's
He
disgusting.
ripped and placed. Ripped the pubes, placed them on the square pizza that you get. The
high school
cafeteria,
pizza.
yeah, the cafeteria pizza. So he just has them just sitting on top of the pizza like a topping, and presumably is going to now try to force this little kid to eat it.
Gross.
So as they're hemming this kid up, Zach walks in, Mr. Prince Charming. He's like, what are you doing? That's my friend. You can't do that, blah, blah. So then he basically comes to this boy's defense, and everybody freezes because it's Zach.
It's Zach.
So then Zach's like, wait, you think you're getting off that easy? Pick up the pizza and bite it.
He said, Hoover it.
Hoover it, of course. Not bite it, Hoover it. So then he's like, no. So hesitatingly, but sure enough.
Because Zach said it.
He takes this bite. And then his friend is looking at him like, oh, God, man, you got it.
He's like,
what are you laughing at? He's like, wait, don't finish that. Give it to your friend. Now your friend has to bite.
But he's like, dude, those are his pubes. Like, I got to eat it?
It's one thing eating my own hair. But I'm just going to tell you what I'm not going to do. There's absolutely no way in hell or heaven or earth that I'm eating another man's pubes.
You rather get beat up.
Me and Zach gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
That's the only way this can end. Like, I'm not eating my friend's pubes. Like, me and you have to fight. If you beat me up, you beat me up. If I'm the loser for the rest of the school year, but I'm not eating this.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
So this is how they've built this man up throughout the film. Of just like whatever Zach says goes, and everybody just falls to his whim. And then, so this is also before she finds out that this is a bet. This is also further endearing him to him.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, he's sticking up for my brother.
Yeah, he's sticking up for her brother. Exactly.
He's such a good guy, but is he really? But okay. Yeah, so that was very bizarre.
So then, basically at the end, he says, da-da-da-da-da. They get together, they finally kiss. And then she's like, well, if it was a bet and you lost, then what was it for? Like, what do you have to do if you lose a bet? He's like, well...
Yeah, and then they go to the graduation, and the very last scene is everyone sitting down, and
Their names are being
they
called.
Yeah, they call his name to get up. You see him sitting there, and he's wearing like a graduation cap, and he has a soccer ball in front of his privates, and he has no other clothing on. And then he gets up, and you see everyone being like, "Oh!" And then he walks down, and then he throws the soccer ball, and it's like, "Oh!" And it's like
he tosses it to Lainey, and she catches it and smiles.
it's like, bruh, so he just butt naked at graduation, and he just
but,
walked in.
But hey, he's going to Dartmouth.
Well, we don't know where he's going.
Exactly.
We don't know
if he's going at this point because he's already now missed the deadline for multiple schools.
Yeah.
So he might have to take a semester off. Like we don't actually know what Zach's doing.
If he chooses Dartmouth, his dad will get him in. We know
That's
that.
true.
But my thing is like, so how did he even get there and sit down in the seat with nothing on?
He showed up naked.
Because there's no robe behind his chair. Like he just came in with a soccer ball. He drove with his mom and dad in the car, or drove himself.
I mean,
and then sat down with a soccer ball.
Or I don't know if what's worse is him showing up naked or him just like taking all his clothes off in the middle of the graduation ceremony, which is also really ridiculous.
And no one saw it. No one stopped him.
Right. Jon Stewart is up there giving a celebrity commencement speech, and he's just disrobing himself in the middle of the thing. So, yeah. So basically, that's how the movie ends.
So it actually almost ended with the kiss. So if you take away the graduation scene, then the last thing it did was kiss. And that's when she says, I feel just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, except for the whole hooker thing. I was like, all right. If that's how I'm not quite sure.
I guess he was kind of the same type of Prince Charming character that we got from Richard Gere, of just like this guy who has everything and he chose me, I guess.
Yeah, but she didn't get paid like Julia Roberts did.
Nah, she didn't.
She didn't.
And there's also no presumption that like this relationship is gonna last past the summer. But they kissed, and he did fall for the art girl.
Kiss me.
I know you never prepare this, so I'm just gonna ask you now. What do you think was the theme of this film?
I think there might have been a couple. So, I think the main one would be letting your walls down. Like, because Lainey was so boxed up and she didn't really give anyone an opportunity to get close to her, apart from her one best friend. She also never really dealt with, I guess, her mom's death.
Yeah.
And as the movie progresses, we see that she's able to, like I said, include her mom's photo in her artwork and kind of like deal with her grief through art in a way. And she also had an opportunity to get to know this great guy, Zach. Although he wasn't always great and the bed is kind of trash. He's able to grow as a person himself, and she learns that not everyone is trash. Which is kind of, so I feel like I'm kind of like Lainey in the sense that when I meet a person, I assume they're trash, right? Like I feel like everyone starts on a trash level. You kind of have
trash
to.
baseline.
Yeah, everyone's like, okay, you're probably gonna be trash, but we'll see. And then as you talk to someone, they either remain there and you're like, yeah, I was right, or it's like, oh, this person. Let me elevate that a little bit. They're nice, they're funny, they're whatever it is. I enjoy this person's company. And then you have some people who are like below trash, and then you talk to them and you're like, oh, like you're
ultra trash.
Yeah, like there's no redeeming qualities, like
Dean.
So I get that from her, where it's kind of like, why am I going to waste my time dealing with these people? Also, with senior year, I'm about to graduate and go somewhere else anyway.
Yeah,
so like at this point,
she's very good off everyone.
What is even the point in talking to you people? But yeah, she's able to let her walls down, and I think this will help her so that when she does go to art school and she meets new people, she now has the skills to like be able to give people a chance.
Yeah, I felt like the theme that I got was like about the concept of popularity and just how superficial it all was. And even within the popular people, right? Like Zach is popular because he's cool and he's smart and he's good looking. But then you think about his ex-girlfriend, what was her name? Taylor. Like Taylor's just popular because she's hot. But then as soon as she stops dealing with Zach and then she bullied Lainey, but people started to like Lainey, then she's not popular anymore. Mm-hmm. Or like, Lainey's a loser, but then she cuts her hair and loses her glasses and hangs out with Zach, and then she's popular. But then like even within that space, the popular people aren't happy,
No.
right? Even Brock, who is like the cool guy who's on The Real World,
Yeah.
but he's also miserable and he's
Yeah.
also not happy. So it's like this whole concept of like everybody aspiring to have this level of popularity, but it's all based on really nothing and it's all very fleeting. So you could be popular one moment and the next moment you're not. And I feel like that's like a good theme, especially for the demographic that would have been watching this movie. You know, when you're a teenager, especially in the 90s, when you're still living in that monoculture, like I feel like that concept of popularity was so ever present and it felt so suffocating for a lot of people, especially depending on the environment that you were in high school. And this movie is kind of saying like, this is all BS. Like none of this actually matters.
Exactly.
And like being popular is not necessarily always cool either.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. All right. So I just wanted to give you maybe one or two facts. So surprisingly, M. Night Shyamalan did an uncredited rewrite of this script.
Oh God.
Why are you saying, oh God?
Well, because his movies always have awful endings.
No,
so-
I mean, he was part of this. So basically the ending, the graduation ending was his ending.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
So if he said apparently he came up with the idea of the graduation scene when in high school someone streaked across the campus at graduation. And so he wanted there to be some kind of nudity during that graduation.
Of course.
Then,
No high school movie's complete without a little nudity, right?
but then he was like, oh, this is PG-13. So that's why they added the soccer ball to make it like, oh, like, you don't like that? You could have done without that?
I could have done without that, but all right.
And then, of course, you know, the Hoover scene with the pizza.
Yeah.
That scene was added to appeal to young male viewers because they knew that boys are going to be like, oh, pizza on a pizza. Pizza on a pizza.
I mean, it's a memorable scene, for better or for worse.
Yeah. We all mentioned Kiss Me became a worldwide hit. It was released in 98 and peaked on the Billboard charts at number 2. It also appeared on Dawson's Creek a couple of times, which we know
it's similar.
DC was
similar
a
vibe.
huge show at the time. Anything that didn't age well for you?
The entire premise of this movie.
No, that's fair.
I mean,
You don't want to make a bet to
no.
make a girl
Yeah,
popular.
like, let's see if you can get this girl to think that you actually like her, just so you can win a bet and like leverage your popularity to take advantage of this person. Yeah, not great.
You didn't like that? Oh,
No.
Okay. Any particular scenes apart from the pubes on the pizza?
I mean, probably the dancing from Matthew Lillard, and then the dancing at prom. Like,
That didn't age well.
oh, did it? Oh, I thought you were talking about my
you
favorite
like that?
scene.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Favorite scene. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Got
those,
it. Got
those
it.
are definitely my favorite parts. Were the dancing scenes.
Yeah.
My least favorite was any scene that Usher did any talking. Those were all my least favorite scenes.
Okay.
I was so done with Usher.
I can see that. All right.
Time to rate.
Time to rate.
I can go first. I feel
All
like
right.
you usually go first. So yeah, this is a movie that it's like exactly what you sign up for. There's really not anything more or less than what you expect when you go in. Like if I told you the premise of this movie and I told you it's a teen movie that was made in 1999, like you already kind of know what this movie's gonna be. So from that perspective, like it's good enough. It kind of just sticks to what it is. It has a very clear premise and theme. I do feel like the Zach character is, like you said, like he doesn't really have any issues outside of this like college decision that he's just putting on himself. But I did like the fact that he wasn't a stereotypical college jerk.
Yeah.
A high school jerk, rather.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
popular football
Bullying
quarterback
people.
who's bullying
Yeah.
the nerds. And like he was kind of like a nice guy who had a nice personality, was able to like relate to people, and was also intelligent. So that was kind of a nice departure from the norm. I'm going to go with like, I'll give this movie like a 3.5.
Okay.
It's not, the best movie in the world, but I feel like, it's a nice movie to kind of like revisit every 5 or 10 years because I feel like it is a very time capsule type film. Like if you see this and you watch how people talk and how they dress and just like the way that the movie is made, it just feels like the late 90s.
Yeah.
And so for that nostalgia factor, it's a decent enough rewatch. 3.5.
So you actually, I guess, stole my answer.
Should've went first.
Well, you said you were going to go first. I had a 3.5 as well. But my focus was a little bit more on Lainey's character rather than Zach. I do agree with what you said about Zach's character not being the stereotypical, popular guy. But I also think Lainey's character was not the stereotypical nerdy girl either, because although she was somewhat of an outcast, she even says to him at one point, if you want me to tutor you or something, like, I'm not smart. And typically when you have the nerdy girl or the nerdy boy, it's like they have the glasses, because of course if you have glasses, that means you're smart and you're getting straight A's and, you
have no friends.
Yeah,
you
blah,
play
blah,
Dungeons
blah.
and Dragons.
Right, no personality, but it's like she was not at all like that. She had a best friend. She had a very good,
Good head on her shoulders.
She was very artistic. She had her strengths about her. And she also, like we said before, was not pressed to become popular. It didn't go to her head. She kind of just stayed who she was throughout the
And she had her own like community outside of school.
Yeah.
So she was hanging out with like
fine.
adults. Like she wasn't even worried about high school.
Yeah, she was like, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
So I liked her character a lot. And I also like that, of course, Dean got what he deserved and couldn't hear it at the end of the movie.
What? Huh?
After he tried to assault her. So it was a good thing about that. I forgot to mention really quickly that the dancing scene that we both like was actually originally was not scripted. And they added that to make the movie go for a few extra minutes.
Check it out now.
So you wouldn't have had Usher doing all that.
Brother,
Yeah,
right
you wouldn't have had all
now.
that. And then lastly, the She's All That movie is actually an adaptation of a stage play called Pygmalion. So I'm sure people in the comments are gonna mention that, because I've been having people comment back on stuff from Jurassic Park and other movies like, hey, you guys didn't mention this. So keep the comments coming, keep emailing us, keep commenting on our Insta and our TikTok, and keep the requests coming, man. Anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered it all.
I got one more thing.
Don't let it drop.
Kiss me.
Okay.
Later.